So, getting back to games, one of the other things that Sony showed at CES was PSVR 2. If you were on the fence about getting PlayStation VR 2, like I definitely wasn't. This is too expensive, and for the amount of use my two different PSVR ones got, I think
they did not support the PlayStation VR well enough to justify.
Well, not from Sony first party, of course not. But because they don't support shit. Like, you're lucky they support the home consoles. What would happen would be, for the longest, and it still could possibly happen, Sony does some weird shit, and then they're like, all right, all of y'all go make PlayStation Move games. All of y'all go make PlayStation Vita games. All of y'all go make PlayStation VR games.
Just interrupt what they're doing.
Yeah. And then all of those games underperform because the hardware underperforms, and Sony closes all those studios. I mean, Bend is the only one that's really survived that. But outside of that, Sony's entire stable got in after they did a game that performed and then got a lot of money and made another game that just did even better. So that's the exciting cycle of a PlayStation first party.
PlayStation first party games are to sell consoles.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah. And so if you don't have the hardware adoption, those games have a limited reach.
Right.
So then Sony abandons them, which causes that looping problem.
Mm-hmm.
Or they make the dumbass idea to team up with AT&T and fuck up one of the best handhelds ever made. But
well, the AT&T thing wasn't even the problem with the Vita.
It was the first problem. It was the adoption problem.
The first problem was the memory card. The proprietary...
Goddamn fucking proprietary ass memory cards.
For a system that you would be using primarily digitally, the largest capacity proprietary storage, like it's not even an SD card, like a memory card for it is 64 gigs. And that costs more than a Vita.
Now hearing that the PlayStation VR costs more than a PS5, everything continues. The cycle continues.
They showed PSVR, they talk, I think it's 30 games coming at launch. Beat Saber is not going to be there day one. So yeah, if you were on the fence, Beat Saber, the definitive quintessential VR game, just isn't there.
I played it for one song at a VR bar, did not like it. I don't like rhythm games though.
I do like rhythm games. Oh, Metal Hellsinger. I played the demo for that shit. Because I was listening to Giant Bomb's Game of the Year, and like...
I keep saying it was robbed on soundtrack. That game was fucking robbed.
That game was fucking robbed. That soundtrack, like, I put that shit on and got in the shower and cleaned the shit out of my... Like, when you're headbanging and washing your face simultaneously, you know the soundtrack.
The blood of my foes.
That's when you know. Like, yeah, Metal Hellsinger should have got, like, because I played the demo, I'm thinking about picking up the game. Because, like, I wasn't amazing at it, and you can see, because it's a rhythm game, how high the skill ceiling is, and how, with the gameplay and the visuals and everything going along with the music, you could see how that game... like a speed run of that game would just be nonstop 16 multiplier. The vocals are like on 10 the entire time. You are doing something on every single beat. It's like Crypt of the Necrodancer and Cadence of Hyrule are the games I'd liken it to most, more than a Beat Saber or a Guitar Hero or a Trombone Champ.
What about Doom?
See, if Doom
Crypt of the Necrodancer?
Yeah, honestly. And so the demo's on everything.
And they raised a happy, loving child.
I mean, yeah. Except if it were full of hate and demons, because it is called Metal Hellsinger. And then the cowboy narrator, is that somebody's voice I should know? That's one of those voices, like, I feel like I've heard this voice, but I don't automatically know who is narrating it. Hope it's not the voice actor for Jesse McCree. I mean, Cole Cassidy.
I mean, it is.
Oh, that's
It's Troy Baker.
It's Troy
Baker.
It's Troy Baker.
Oh wow.
That's the okay.
That's one of the other voice actors that's fucking everywhere.
Well, Troy Baker
the voice
is
of the cowboy.
voice that's everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Number one voice in the biz, Troy Baker. Sometimes.
I was gonna say the cowboy from Overwatch is also Jotaro English dub. So.
But yeah, so PSVR, not gonna have Beat Saber, gonna have a bunch of weird shit. It is really like that. So that
their main thing is going to be Horizon Call of the Mountain. It's like, yeah, here's Horizon in VR.
But that is not enough to sell a $600 headset.
That is more than the console in and of itself. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's $550 for just the headset, but $600 for the headset and Horizon. Well, headset and controllers. Controllers are included in everything because they don't want don't want anybody using the light up vibrators.
We just got 2 Rose toys. Why isn't it working? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on VR as a whole, and I'm definitely not about to get like a hardwired PlayStation VR headset for $600.
Yeah, VR isn't sold on VR.
Right.
Because like Justin Roiland was on Kind of Funny talking about High on Life. And, like, he is a real deal VR believer. I mean, like, he was on Accounting Plus. His teammate, Trover Saves the Universe, like, he is a stern believer in VR. And was saying that Nintendo needed to make a VR headset. Even though they have the Labo VR, which I wanted to, like, write in that day. Because I was like, yeah, Nintendo already has a VR where you take off the Joy-Cons, you put the Switch screen into a piece of cardboard.
How soon they forget?
Right.
Did they ever make a second or third series of Labo?
Yeah, the VR was one of the later series. It wasn't part of the initial wave. The initial wave was like the piano, fishing rod, the little hex bug type deals. And then
Is that Mario Kart? Is that technically, is that like Labo also? Like the one with like the AR and you kind of build your own tracks around your house?
That's not Labo.
So that's just
that is Mario Kart.
It's just Mario
live
Kart
circuit. So Metal Hellsinger, we were talking about Beat Saber rhythm games. That's how we got to Metal Hellsinger. Play that demo if you haven't.
The also problem with VR, that's the biggest problem, is just the fact that it's not. You can't look at it and say that it's worth the ungodly amounts of money this is expected you can spend on it.
Well, the better end of VR is the stuff that's getting cheaper, even though the MetaQuest went up in price. But the MetaQuest is cheaper than any of these other options. Like all of these PlayStation VR, you needed a PS4 and a VR headset that was the same price as the PS4. PS5, you need a PS5 and a PSVR 2 that is more expensive than the console.
Yeah, that's already about a stack. Like just the 2 of those together.
Right. Vive or whatever, the Valve Index, whatever the hell they're calling their VR headset these days, like you need a PC that like is getting cheaper to get a PC that can handle VR.
Yeah, because it's like you only need a 970 or a. You either need a GTX 970 or an RX 480.
Yeah, you don't really
that's
need.
Not that hard.
Right.
That's not that hard.
Like my graphics card can run VR, so like I know it's not like the most demanding thing. So the options of having a PC that can run VR are getting cheaper, but because they went from the HTC Vive to the Valve Index, they upped their price of VR, and then Meta has like the super high end one that's a few $1,000s per unit. They're like, yeah, this is for the enterprise level if you want to do VR, but it got picked up by gaming circles and it was like, oh shit.
Okay, my other thing is, what VR games are really that good to justify that $1,000 purchase?
Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The Homeworks is really good.
I mean, how much Half-Life Alyx are you about to play?
It's a full ass like.
All right, play the fuck out of that game. I enjoyed. It's the next part of Half-Life. Like, come on, the Half-Life story actually moves forward too.
That's the thing.
When you're sitting down to play VR, how long are you going to play it in a stint? Like, are you going to play it for 30 minutes? Are you going to play it for 2 hours? Are you going to play it for 2 hours every day?
really, I see myself getting too deep in the VR chat, honestly. Like the combination of 3D modeling, making your own character avatars, and then going into a virtual space and hanging out with people. That's where I see I would end up spending too much of my time.
I'm gonna go.
I'm not trying to hang out with VR chat weirdos.
Google Earth. Like if Google Earth had ever come to PSVR, it would have ruined my life. Because it's just
that would be fun. Street
view data of the entire world. So you could just like pop up on a random corner in Tokyo. And
yeah, nigga, I'm on your block.
Yeah, just Twitch stream doxing my friends.
Come outside. What? Come outside. That would be scary. It's like, whoa, how the fuck are they live sending data to you? Is that in the terms and conditions? I think so. Fuck.
Then you find out that they're at a location from like 2003 Street View data.
Right, and then it becomes like one of those Japanese like dramas. It's like, oh no.
Gran Turismo 7 is getting a PSVR update. I don't know if I had played that yet by the time we recorded last, but I played it and it is still just car porn.
That's the type of games that would really, really help VRs. We need more ship games, more cockpit games. Where you're sitting in a chair. Like, where the fuck is my VR Armored Core? Where the fuck is my VR Gundam?
VR cock.
It's called Bakemono.
Yeah, it's on
Steam.
PC.
Steam VR. Bakemono. If you want your Gundam Armored Core Daemon X Machina VR anime bullshit, that is your game 110%. You like it's like beam sword, pistol, like your options.
Yeah, it's definitely smooth.
Yeah, definitely. If that is what you were looking for in a day of spending too much time in VR, that is the game.
So with the Gran Turismo VR, can you set up with the full fucking steering wheel and gas pedals and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, that's dope.
Because it's the same tech.
Oh man, are Gran Turismo niggas about to carry PSVR 2? Is that what's gonna happen? Because they'll do it.
Because instead of buying VR, they brought like 80-inch screens.
Yeah.
And fancy chairs.
You got a.
I'm sure they're down to. I'm sure they're down to try both.
Cockpit like in the floor in the room. Just go get down in it. Put your feet up, your hands up. You're not even sitting at the angle you'd be sitting to drive. You're like somehow suspended upwards.
You gotta have options, you know. I'm sure all that they're like, damn, I just want to be there though too, and they'll put on the helmet and then realize it was a mistake. But they always have that option going forward.
I will say, full feedback seats with the VR helmet.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good time before you lose all grip with reality.
Oh no, there'll be gunshots in the background. That'll keep you grounded. It's like you're tethered. Fat. Oh, okay. Oh.
Wait. I'm on a track in France. That's outside. That's real. That's real.
Okay. Whew. Thank God. It's like Inception.
It's like
but you,
the way you can.
But you live in a dangerous area.